When you talk about Luis Enrique and stuff, and I think we've been there and tried different managers. We've tried Mourinho and Van Gaal, then we've tried the likes of Ten Hag and Amarin, which don't work. I just think, for me, Carrick makes sense. I felt that from the minute he was mentioned of going in, not because, obviously, we played together and we're friends. I just think he's a real calm influence. And what I've spoke about massively, I've got 2 boys in the academy, I've spoke about this a lot. There was a massive disconnect from the academy and first team. And there was, and whether people say that's right or wrong. And immediately what we've seen is this connection coming back together, which Man United was known for. It was known to be a family club. And Michael's done that actually in a very short period of time, where we're seeing the first team coaches at the academy games, and there's a real interest in the academy again.
How did you feel as a parent of one of the academy players and a club legend when Amarim kind of came out and was taking little digs at Chido Obi and
I don't think it's right to do that at any level, is it? But what I was talking about, I was there with Michael Carrick. Our boys in the same academy team, and we used to sit in the car and have a sleep in the car park, the 2 of us, because.
Did you have the hairdryer as well?
Carrick stood there like that. We in the car park and actually the 2 players who are very experienced, who know the football club, just even someone to come out and say, can we have 10 minutes with you to just have a word, just to see what you feel about the football club. And I really believe, and people might agree, disagree, having someone in there who knows the club, who cares for the club, it makes a big difference. And what you said about Sesko, what Michael's doing, he's managing the whole squad. He's managing them really well. The players who are starting, they're fine, you don't have to manage them, you do the coaching with them. But the other lads who aren't playing, I've had the impact. Cunha, when he come on in the first couple of games, had the impact. We've seen him run back and work hard. Sesko coming on and having an impact. Harry Maguire looks back to the player we once thought he was. Martinez, he's having an impact on the whole squad, the whole football club. And I think sometimes we're quick to overlook what's right there in front of you and say, we've got this manager from Turkey or from Spain who's going to come in and do this, when actually they've no interest on the football club. At least this will give the foundations for the club to keep building, whether in 2, 3, 4 years' time Carrick goes or moves on, the infrastructure will be back in that football club. That's
Adam,
right, I believe.
Adam, do you think Manchester United now, I'm sure they must be, but it's difficult for them as a club. When do they actually stop? Because you've got to be speaking to people. They must be speaking to agents right now and almost have this plan together. But how long before they've actually got to stop speaking to other people or other,
You'd hope they've already kind of started doing that, but when a couple of your options start to rule themselves out, maybe the owner of the club should shut his mouth and, get to work rather than embarrassing himself on a world stage. I don't know. I think they have to start doing that, but it doesn't feel like the Enrique one is even a thing. Tuchel and Ancelotti have gone.
Can I ask you about Tuchel? Do you think Tuchel, in the experience that you've had, I know he signed this deal. I think it's a stupid thing from the FA, absolutely pointless, bidding against themselves, but they've done it, so fine. But does it actually matter? Surely if a club like Manchester United come along, say England go out to Mexico in the quarterfinals, Tuchel has signed this new deal, but Manchester United say, we want you to be our manager. Surely the rates that Manchester United can pay, and also the history of the club.
If he wanted the job,
I think
if he wanted the job, he just doesn't sign.
There's a chance he could still go. But I think from the FA's point of view, I think what they probably have done, or the hoping they've done, is stop all that noise during the World Cup.
Yeah.
Because if they hadn't signed that, then a lot of the noise would have been, is he going to leave after the World Cup? Is he going to go Man United? Where actually I think putting that extra 2 years in place will stop a lot of that noise. And then listen, if he goes out in the quarterfinals, does he deserve to have that 2 years?
No, absolutely not.
So I think it's on the front end of that, stopping all that expectation. That's what I'd assume.
Yeah,
I'm not sure about Tuchel though anymore. There's a time where I really rated him, and I still do rate him as a coach. But it's he's always falling out with boards everywhere he goes, PSG, Chelsea, that happened. Is he going to get on with the idiots we've got upstairs? I'm not really sure about that. Are we going to see him be able to... Is it going to be something that in 6 months' time he's just getting sacked and we're we should have stuck with Michael Carrick, who's now doing well wherever he's gone? I don't know, I think just give it Carrick. I don't know. I'm starting to get used to the idea.
Is there a fear there? So
Not just 6. He had, I think it's like 9 games. He's not lost a game.
I said something about Rosinia and Carrick, and I still stick by it, in that when I think one of the big boys appoint a manager, you've got to have, I always think, can I see them winning the league, you know, with that manager? And I said I couldn't with sort of Michael Carrick or Rosinia at Chelsea. But you're at a stage now where actually, if you go and get the new shiny toy or the next sort of big coach, that, yeah, he could be that genius who takes you to the title. But you could also have a situation where Amram, where it's actually, it becomes really bad or toxic, he doesn't get the club. So almost Michael Carrick's that safe pair of hands where he just makes everyone just feel a little bit. But do you actually believe he could go on and win you like the Champions League or the Premier League?
Look, that remains to be seen, obviously. But from what I see from him tactically, you look at the spell he had before, the spell he's had now, I think it's about 9 or 10 games altogether. We haven't lost any of those games. And the managers he's come up against, he's constantly changing the style of play, the tactics within that as well. And I think some of his tactical selections and choices have helped us win a lot of these games. I think his substitutions have been very good at times as well. There's none of that, we're bringing on a centre-back when we're 1-0 down against 10 men.
What was all that about?
It was not... I'm actually kind of embarrassed that I kind of stood by and just was watching it happen. I remember the Kobbie Mainoo thing was proper annoying me, like that Kobbie Mainoo wasn't playing. How can a manager not see that talent in that player?
Is Carrick just doing what a good manager should have done
what
with Man United? Is Carrick looking good or just making a hammer?
I said this before he went in. I said, and obviously I've tried in coaching whenever I had to go, but so when he went in there, Man United just need simplicity. They just need common sense in the team selection, in players running forward and running back at the same speed they're running forward. And which was not happening. And I think all he's just done, he's got them organised, got them hard to beat, and said to them attacking players who've got a little bit more flair, you've got to be the match winners, winners the games, and we'll stay in the game if you win the games. And it's actually very simple what he's done, but very effective, where now what we're seeing is all these coaches or head coaches coming in and, you know, we're seeing rotations all over the place and, you know, they want to have 1,000 passes with the ball and that's a success. When actually... just do the basics, right? Get the ball forward, get in the penalty box, back it up, sustain attacks. And I think that's what Michael's done at Man United, and it's working.
And you look at the football as well, it's not just been the results. Like, one of the things, like, you know, if we were getting results, but the football wasn't... Some of the football we're playing at the moment is the best in the league. I know it's only been 4 weeks, but you look at some of the passing moves and all those kind of things. We passed you off the park at times. Could have been 6 or 7 against City. Like, it is really refreshing to see, and be interesting, what is Carrick like on the training pitch with these players, and tactically, how does he kind of see the game? Does he have one kind of outlook, or is he willing to...
No, you have to be able to adapt, don't you, and understand listen, every time we play Arsenal, when I was in the team, and this is what he'll be bringing back into from his memories as well, what worked. Arsenal would have the ball and have a lot of possession, we'd sit back, and we didn't even have to work on a training pitch, because we had a group of players who knew, right, we're playing Arsenal, this is how we're going to play. And we'd sit there, wait, and then hit them on the break. And he's done that, obviously, against City and Arsenal. So he'll have different phases in his mind for the opposition he's playing against. Now, the Fulham game, I thought, was a massive game. And I spoke to him after the game, and he felt that was the biggest game which he's had, not the Arsenal, the City one, because you had to play... And he come through I was at the game, some difficult moments. Fulham played really well with the ball, but that mindset and the mentality of, right, we're going to stay in it. If that was Amarin a few weeks before, 100% he'd lose the game. 100%. So I think he's adapting to different things. He's coaching, he's the lead coach. Even though Steve Holland's in there, Steve will be there as a help and a experience. Michael's the lead coach on everything he's doing. So I just think you've got something there in front of you. Please just don't make any silly
Could be Zidane.
Sorry?
Could be Zidane, you know what I mean? Could be.
Or Pep.
He might be the one.
Unbelievable.
The managerial debate at Manchester United has taken another fascinating twist after club legend Wayne Rooney publicly backed Michael Carrick as the right man to take the job permanently. Rooney's comments have reignited discussion among fans and pundits alike, with many now seriously asking whether Carrick could be the long-term solution Old Trafford has been searching for. Rooney reportedly emphasized Carrick's deep understanding of the club's culture, standards, and expectations. Having worn the shirt himself and worked within the system, Carrick knows what Manchester United demands, not just tactically, but mentally. That connection to the club's identity is something supporters have long valued, especially during periods of instability. Under Carrick's leadership, United have shown signs of tactical discipline, improved structure, and renewed belief. The team appears more balanced, transitions look sharper, and there is visible communication between the bench and the pitch. These are not accidental improvements, they reflect clarity in approach. For Rooney, that clarity is a strong argument for continuity rather than another managerial reset. But is Carrick truly the right man to lead United forward long term, or is this simply a temporary uplift? That is the critical question. History shows that short-term momentum does not always translate into sustained success. The Premier League demands consistency, adaptability, and authority over a long campaign. The conversation becomes even more intense when considering the UEFA Champions League. If United qualify, can Carrick guide the team on Europe's biggest stage? The Champions League brings tactical complexity, elite opposition, and immense pressure. Managing those nights requires composure, preparation, and belief, qualities Carrick appears to possess, but which would be tested at the highest level. Supporters are divided. Some believe appointing Carrick permanently would restore stability and protect the club's identity. Others argue that experience at the elite managerial level is crucial if United are to compete for major honours again. Rooney's backing adds weight to the pro-Carrick argument, but ultimately the decision will rest on performance and vision. Could this finally be the solution Manchester United have been searching for? Or is Carrick simply the right man for the moment? As the season unfolds, results will provide the clearest answer. For now, the debate is alive, the pressure is mounting, and Old Trafford waits to see whether one of its own can truly lead the club into a new era.